Hi, my name's Ben. I work for the Game House, and today we're going to be looking at a quick Las Vegas Raiders 2023 NFL Draft profile. Now, first things first, I'm no expert. I'm just trying to look at picks and team needs and see what might work for them. If you have any different ideas down below, I would love to know. Obviously, I didn't watch every snap of Raiders football, so if you're a fan, let me know why I'm wrong down below. I actually really enjoy hearing that kind of thing. We're going to look at the team needs. The roster for the Raiders is actually really good, while the production wasn't that great last year. So we're kind of looking at who can we slot in that will be really good quickly and sort of tie this team together. Cornerback, offensive line could definitely help. I know there have been some signings on the offensive line, but you ask the Bengals, you can never have too many offensive linemen. And then, of course, edge rusher, which might seem like a luxury, but you can never have too much edge rushing in the NFL today. And then finally, quarterback, which we're about to talk about. They have signed Jimmy Garoppolo to a 3-year deal. He is good, not excellent, but he has shown the ability to get to the Super Bowl when things are correct around him. In the first round, this was tough. I have them taking Will Levis out of Kentucky. Now, I understand if you don't think that the Raiders should take a quarterback here. I honestly agree. I think letting Jimmy G hold the reins, as I say up here, for a few years might be a better way to go about things rather than drafting somebody like Will Levis just because you're all the way up there. But as we know, high picks in the NFL draft make teams do crazy things. They make teams reach on specific positions, and I think they might reach on Will Levis here. Now, I'm not very high on Will Levis. I think he's a bit too erratic, and he turns the ball over too much. But our draft expert, Joe DiTullio, is a big UK guy, so we're going to go down here and see what he has to say about him. Obviously, he's 6'3", 232 pounds. If you've been keeping up with his social media type stuff, he's essentially a bodybuilder now. The man is huge. His strengths, he has good build, and he took a lot of hits in college, which is huge for an NFL quarterback, knowing what that feels like and how to work under pressure. His arm talent, also really impressive. He has one of the strongest arms in the class, probably second to Anthony Richardson, depending on who you like better. And he can run with the football. Obviously, his weaknesses are his decision-making. When he does get into trouble, he can tend to force it and turn the ball over, and he doesn't really read through his progressions. But as we know, lots of NFL quarterbacks don't read through their progressions in their first season. So if he can sit behind Jimmy Garoppolo and learn and sort of iron that kind of stuff out, he could be the quarterback of the future. It's absolutely possible. Again, this changes their entire draft. If you don't think they're going to take a quarterback with their first overall pick, then it changes everything they take going forward. So again, this is just a quick draft profile based on my sort of assumption that they will, sitting all the way up at 7. But again, I would love to know, if you're a Raiders fan, how this draft would change if you don't think they're going to take Will Levis. But moving on quickly, we have DeJuan Jones, offensive tackle out of Ohio State. Now, like I said, there have been some quick offensive line signings, but the offensive line is something you can never really invest in my opinion. DeJuan Jones may draw some comparisons to Mekhi Becton because the man is absolutely huge. He's not as quick as Mekhi Becton is, but we're just going to look at this Draft Buzz article right here. As you can see, he is 6'8" and 374. That is massive. He is a mountain of a person, and he's going to be hard to move. Now, that's already great for an offensive tackle. He helped Ohio State's offense rank number 1 in total offense. He appeared in 9 games as a true freshman, so he was ready to play right away. And he was a consensus top 15 rated player in the state of Indiana before he went into college. Now, that kind of size, like Mekhi Becton, it does come with injury concerns. But if he can stay on the field and he can work on that footwork just a little bit, get a little bit faster, it's going to be impossible for other teams to move him unless you have someone like Aaron Donald on the other side. So DeJuan Jones could be a safe pick. Again, if you'd rather some other tackle, I would completely listen to that and maybe even agree. But for the value of the pick and where they're picking at 39, DeJuan Jones seems kind of safe. And then third, we have Isaiah Foskey, the edge out of Notre Dame. Now, like I said, might be a bit of a luxury to take another edge rusher, but you can never have too much pass rushing in today's NFL. Wildly fluctuating circumstances, as I say here, around Foskey and people like Will McDonald. They're moving up and down draft boards, depending on whose mock draft you look at, but I'm assuming he'll be ready to pick at number 70. He plays well rushing the pass, and he plays well in the run game, and this isn't really what you want out of an edge rusher, but on field goal attempts, he can help out on special teams immediately. He was really good at that in college and in high school. He needs a little bit of work to be a starter on defense, but as you can see, Draft Network's reasons to buy in. Football character and leadership, that can be overrated or underrated depending on the culture around the team. He has real explosiveness, and he has lots of upside, and it will only continue to grow as we know who he is in the NFL. I said he was a little bit better in the run than the Draft Network does. I really do believe he'll be pretty competent at that right away. But he was less impactful against NFL tackles in 2022 in college. But yeah, that's just a quick look at 3 of the players that they could take. Again, if they're not taking a quarterback, all of this changes. So please let me know what you think down below. I would really appreciate it. And thanks so much for watching.